Hey. No. Oh, sorry, you just caught me sponging myself. This is Aristotle, Full Throttle, and I'm Aristotle, Full Throttle. We're just gonna hang out and jam. We're gonna hang out and jam and talk about the world and whatnot. I figured I actually spent yesterday. Remember, I was complaining about the action on this guitar. What I did was I adjusted the truss rod. Trust me on this one. So I adjusted the truss rod on this, and now it sounds a lot better now. Sorry if I'm out of focus. Sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes I get out of focus. Sometimes we lose focus in life. See how you can turn everything into a metaphor? What's a metaphor? For bringing a simile to my face. Oh, welcome. I figure it adds a little bit of interest if I strum away on the guitar like I'm a folk singer or something like that. I'm no folk singer, man. I ain't no folk singer. I ain't no Bob Dylan. I ain't no glamour boy. I'm fierce. Hopefully someone got that. Hopefully the comments will be working sooner than later. Let's see. Let's turn these comments. Turn those machines back on. There we go. Comments are ready. Ready to rock. So if you have a comment or question or request or whatnot you want to do, just let me know. Just let me go know and just say it right there. Then their comments section. Make that a little smaller so we can feature the guitar. Guitar is fun. You ever play guitar? I do almost every day. Look at this beautiful production value that I brought to the joint today. Let's see if I stay here. I could turn the autofocus on. We'll leave the autofocus on. Oh, jeez. If there's a thing for your heel that's equivalent to shin splints, I just got one. Ow. Ow, I just went running. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, welcome. This is the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. We do 5 days a week. We hang out. We chat. We talk about life. We talk about issues in the world and Amber Heard also. We talk about Amber Heard. Did you hear about Amber Heard? Sadly, I don't have that much sympathy for, frankly, either of them. Either Amber Heard or Johnny Depp. But, things have happened in my life where I could say, a lot of people give Amber Heard herd immunity. You know what I mean? It's like she's got herd immunity. You heard? Because a lot of times women will be, most of the time women are the recipients, the victims of violence and domestic violence. A lot of times, we hear about that and we say, believe women. We should believe women. We should also maybe change that phrase to take women seriously. Because if you believe people flat out, right out of the box, if you just believe women or people who claim to be victims, you'll find that there's a lot of people out there who have a victim mentality. And they like to capitalize on that. These are generally narcissistic people. You'll encounter a lot of those in Los Angeles, I found. But hey, welcome, Golden John Ion. Hey, Mr. Fancy Backdrop, how are you today? You know why I have this backdrop today? Actually, I'm well, thank you. How are you? I have this backdrop today because I had an audition earlier and I have an audition later. So I'm just going to keep it up. Maybe I'll keep it up. Maybe I'll iron it out. Maybe I'll put like stars and stripes on it. Maybe not stars and stripes. I'm not that patriotic, but maybe I'll just put a flower here or something like that. Maybe perhaps throughout this week we will see this backdrop get fancier and more pantsier. Fancy, pantsy, fancy pants. Welcome to the show, Golden John Ion. If you have any questions, requests, comments, concerns, let us know in the comments below. I'm happy to hear about them. I'm happy to field them. I'm happy to ponder, speculate, and wonder about whatever's on your mind. And also, interject guitar stuff. Why not? I like guitar. It's my safety blanket. You guys have a safety blanket? Me? It's this thing right here. So I can just play along, It was like... I adjusted this guitar yesterday, so now it's got way better action. So now I can't complain about... See? So much easier to play now. Trust me, I was not feigning. I was not able to play this guitar. It was very difficult. Guitars are a good way to tell a story. They really are. Because this, in fact, is the most dramatic chord in the world. So if you say anything remotely dramatic and you punctuate it with this chord, you'll find that nothing else in the world will beat it. I love it. My favorite chord ever. I think it's a F major 9. F minor 9. My bad. F minor add 9. Sorta. I'm sending out SOS. I hope that someone gets my SOS. That's a pretty cool song. You know what? That reminds me. My mom just told me a story. Hey, thanks, Judell19. I'm just hanging out here, just playing guitar. My mom told me a funny story earlier. She said she went back in the day when Sting, was a musician. Back in the day when they used to sell CDs, my mom was going to get my brother Sting's greatest hits. My brother has excellent musical taste. I'd say about 90% of the time. Some of the times, questionable. 90% of the time, very good. Very, very distinct musical ear, my brother. He said, but one Christmas when he was younger, he said, I would like Sting's greatest hits. So my mom went to a record store or a CD store, and she said to the guy, I'm looking for Sting's greatest hits. And the guy at the record store said, that would be The Police. Sting burn. That's two. That's a sting burn. That's a burn that stings. It's pretty good. Oh, Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen, one of the greatest poets, songwriters, writers, just dudes, just artists, you know what I mean? I respect people like Leonard Cohen because Leonard Cohen is a guy that I can relate to on some level because he just does all the things that he wants to do. You know, he says, I'd like to write a song now, and I'd like to write one of the greatest songs I've written, Hallelujah. You know what I mean? And he goes ahead and writes one of the best songs ever written. The cool thing about the song, Hallelujah, I don't know how much you know that song. It's deliberately interpretable. That's why there's a really great cover by our friend Jeff Buckley and other artists out there. It's a very coverable song, and he left it open-ended and interpretable on purpose because Leonard Cohen was a genius. I don't know if you know that. You might know that. You probably do since you brought him up. It's and he hit on your mom in a hotel in Canada. Golden Giant, not Ion, you might be half Leonard Cohen. So what happened was this dude wrote a song that it describes itself while the song is playing. It's kind of the major lift and the minor fall. Or the minor lift or the major fall, well, whatever he says. It's describing the actual musical movements while he's singing the movement. It's actually pretty cool. That's why that song is cool. And then you can take that song and actually, he's sort of pawing around for the song in the song. So he just keeps saying hallelujah, hallelujah, because that's one of the words that you just can sing in church if you don't know the words, I find that highly fascinating. I'm trying to get this microphone to not drop on the floor. How's the mix? Because I brought the microphone back a little bit from my face and closer to the guitar so that we could hear a little bit of both a little bit better. Sorry, guys. I started the show like this. Sorry though. I didn't mean to sponge you like that. So I just did this guitar yesterday because it was giving me problems. I asked my father for a Allen wrench so I can get up in there and turn the truss rod to the right to relieve some of this action. And now it's so much easier to play it. I'm excited to play it for you. That's why I'm kind of set up like this. The setup is for an audition I did earlier, and I have an audition later, so I'm just kind of preserving the setup. You know, keeping it real stupid. That's what we do. I like to keep it real stupid. Jimi Hendrix. That's all I had to say. Jimi Hendrix. What a good guy. What a good guy at guitar. You know? I don't know if he was a good guy or not, but his guitar playing, phenomenal. I don't know if you've heard about his guitar playing, but turns out it's really good. Turns out it's kind of unreplicatable. Unlike the song Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. Whatever happened to that Golden John Ian? What happened? Did your mom say? Golden John Ian says, nah, I don't look half as good as him in a trilby hat. But it was an interesting moment, to say the least. Well, that is an interesting moment. My mom, I don't know if you mind me saying this, but she used to be married to Paul Whiteman Jr. Remember Paul Whiteman Jr.? No? That's okay. He's dead now. It's okay. He's been dead for like 50 years. Thank you for tuning into the Tuning Hour. You know, this is the best part about life, is just constantly, finally tuning and adjusting. That's what we do in life, turns out. I did this on a show a few months ago, but it was like all of the 90s songs were this. And then you had the same song, but it was which is same chords, different band entirely. First one was Oasis. The second one was Alice in Chains. And then there's another song that was also that song. But it's not as good as I Get Knocked Down and I Get Up Again. And the day ever gonna keep me down. Knocked down and I get up again. I forget how that goes. Thankfully, I forgot how that goes, Judy. I get knocked down, and I get up again. They ever gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, and I get up again. And they ever gonna keep. That's it. You gotta get knocked. Come on, everybody. I get up again, and then I get knocked down. get knocked down, and I get up again. Never gonna keep it down. I'm gonna do 10 hours of this. It'll be a 10-hour stream, and I'll just sing Chumbawamba for you. Don't forget the elongated way of singing. Also, the voice cracking. So everybody was, zombie. You ought to know. Superman is dead. I sang in order. I just sang the Cranberries and Alanis Morissette and another Canadian band. Well, first one was Irish, second one was Canadian, third one was also Canadian. They were called Our Lady Peace. You know, I should have my friend Mike from Our Lady Peace on this show. I will. Remind me. I'm going to talk to my friend Mike. He used to play in that band. How's it going? Wait, oh wait, I almost got it. Almost. If you could guess it before I figure out how to play it. I figured it out. Now you can go ahead and destroy my sweater. You know what makes that song great? Come at me, Rick Beato. Come at me, Rick Beato. I make fun of Rick Beato because he's always like, you know what makes this song great? It goes like this. I just love that. That's how he does. You know what I mean? He just says stuff he likes about the song. Here's what I like about that song, though. This is a song called Sweater Song by the Weezers. And it goes, if you want to destroy my sweater, oh, 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 pull this string as I walk away. That's the regular chorus, right? To destroy my sweater, pull this string as I walk away, right? But then in the end, they add like a little spice. They go like this. I love that. So it's like a little extra chord in there. They sneak it in. A little extra spice. They just sneak it under. They sneak it under the door. Just to love it. I don't know why I love it, but that's clever. Add another chord at the end. That's what Sting does. If we were talking about Sting earlier, Sting always likes to add a... this is like the Aristotle Full Throttle Songwriting Hour. Uh-oh. Sting likes to put an extra chord in there sometimes. Yeah. That's some good music value, says Penny. The Weezer chord. Yes, the Weezer chord is the greatest chord in the world. Or is it? That's the greatest chord in the world. That's the greatest chord ever invented. I would like to travel to the person who created this chord. But I imagine it would be like the journey from the Lord of the Rings. I would have to like say, who made this chord? I'd have to get on I would just take the eagle to the mountain, though. I wouldn't walk for 3 movies. I would just take the eagle to the mountain. Drop the ring off, you know. But I would go knock on the door of the person. Did you guys see Bill and Ted's Face the Music? Did you see it? No? Okay, fine. It's excellent. I love it. Actually, the first one's excellent. Second one's bogus. Third one, follow me on this one. It's really good. When they go to death's door, they literally go to death's door. In the third one, That's my favorite. That's how I picture me going to find out who invented this chord. I want to know who invented that chord. It's like, who put the bop in the bop shabop? Who put this? Who put the add 9 in the E minor? What's going on in your world today? Me? Just hanging out with you guys. Playing some, I don't know, just strumming, pedaling, vamping. Anyway, that's what they call the blues. It's like, what my favorite, you know what I like about the blues? It's 3 notes. It's easy. It's 3 to 5 notes. Just ask any person with 3 to 5 fingers. Almost everybody in the world has 2 hands, too. You could ask Judy. But that song, or the blues, in fact, is the modern, it's like the bass. It's the bass for everything. Everything you hear on the radio. Almost everything. Those 5 notes, pentatonic scale on up, but also the bluesiness, the blue note. You know, like the... Like the bluesy note, here's a cool thing, dig this, originates from African Americans who worked in the field singing African folk songs. And this is... When I say African Americans, I mean slaves. I mean the slaves that were working in the fields who had to entertain themselves by singing. And they would sing songs that were also based in African folk songs, which contained these types of harmonies and these types of notes. And then as you got into the 20th century, people started to mimic those sounds on the horns. So like if you were in New Orleans or Chicago, you would you'd mimic those sounds that you heard growing up or from your grandfather or your grandmother or whatever on the horn. And then you start to incorporate it into the music. You'd start to put that in to the music, which was the basis for all blues and all jazz. And rock and roll, you know, like a... That whole... It's all the blues. It's just the blues sped up, which is rock and roll, which was invented. Rock and roll. It was written. I hate to break it to you, Elvis fans. It was invented by black people. Chuck Berry being one of them. Also Little Richard. Speeding up the blues and turning it into rock and roll. That's what modern rock and roll is. Elvis. No full shade on Elvis, because here's the thing. I love Elvis in a way. But Elvis became the poster boy to sell blues, which all the kids were loving on the radio. They were hearing it in clubs and everything. But Elvis, being talented, he was a talented guy. So don't come at me, Elvis fans. But he was white, so he was more marketable, or in the eyes of racist America, to sing the songs of the black folks. And when you first saw Elvis doing the Jailhouse Rock and all that stuff and the blue suede shoes, and he had the guitar on him and he'd do like a dance, Elvis didn't know how to play guitar. Watch. He just has a guitar strapped to him on account of guitar being inextricably linked to rock and roll because Chuck Berry invented it on the guitar. He took a lot of horn lines. Like he took horns and put it on the strings. So what he did is Chuck Berry took horns and the blues, put it on guitar, sped it up, and then it just became the sound. It became the image, the iconography, and then you had Elvis stealing it. He didn't steal it. Listen, a lot of people they dressed him up, they put blue suede shoes on the guy, and they put a guitar on him, and they said, "Dance, kid." And then he did, but he never even touches the guitar. He doesn't play the guitar. Watch those old videos. Hate to break it to you, fans of Elvis, but here's the rub. Here's the cool part that I earned respect for Elvis, because if you watch the Elvis in Las Vegas 10 years later, that takes place like 1965, 6-ish, maybe 68-ish, but he is playing in, he's wearing like a gold or maybe a black thing, and it's his Vegas performance. Elvis by then learned how to play guitar because he was a good musician and became obsessed with learning how to play the bass and the guitar and such. So props to Elvis for filling those blue suede shoes eventually. He eventually did. At first he just kind of danced around like a dancing fool. Let me catch up on these comments. Chiroptera says, what if we write a song using comments? First line, I need some bread. I need some bread. Making some pizzas and watching you riff. It's going to be a blues song. It's easier. I need some bread. I need some bread. I'm making some pizza. See, blues is easy. You just tell you. You sing about your bread and butter. Give me the gluten, give me the gluten and the butter to sniff. Also, you can trace it back to African tribal music as well. Golden John Ian. Yes. Who is Elvis, says Chiroptera. Very good. Very good. You're going to see a movie about it soon. There's a guy playing Elvis. Looks the spitting image of him. Elvis was a man who married a 14-year-old. You know, Ted Nugent also married, he adopted Ted Nugent adopted his girlfriend, who was 17, as his daughter. He adopted her as his daughter so that she could live with him. These are all truths, as far as I know. These are all facts, according to me. You can Google it. It's true. Golden John Ion says, Colonel Parker was a real piece of S. Oh, the Colonel? Yeah. He was no Colonel Sanders, I'll tell you that much. How's it sound? Does it sound good? You hear me? Is it loud enough? I feel like I'm shouting. But I want to make sure that you guys can hear the guitar as well. The Beatles. How's that song go? So pretty. So pretty. So that song's cool. Here's why I like that song. Let me tell you something. You know why that song is great? You know what makes that song great? I'm not like Rick Beato, but I'm Ricky Beats. That song has a cool, like, major to minor fall, which is kind of referenced in the Leonard Cohen song Hallelujah, which is... And you know who else does that? If Ange is watching, let's summon Ange. Ange. If you say, Zack Snyder is terrible 3 times, Ange appears. Zack Snyder is terrible. Zack Snyder is terrible. That's the 3rd time. What if I say it the 4th time? Zack Snyder is terrible. Ange's favorite Radiohead song is Creep. It does that similar thing. Right, and then goes to C. Ooh, that's pretty, right? You know who else does that? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Also, Radiohead does that in almost every song, pretty much. They have a song that's, let me see if I can remember how to play it. Yeah, it's like... If anybody can remember that song, I think it's called The Numbers, maybe. Chiroptera says we wait to draw a salt circle first to contain her. Oh, is that Elvis we're talking about still? Or is this like a slug? So, Chiroptera says people who insist that they can't listen to unresolved chord progressions are interesting. Why do they insist that? You know, one of my favorite bands is, let me see if I can remember how to play this song. Let me just, wait. Let me think about it for a second. I'm trying to hear it in my head. Hold on. Let me summon the salt monster. People who insist they can't listen to unresolved chord progressions are interesting. Well, there's certain things, I mean, it's nice to have resolution. It's nice to have that. You know, I often play this. It's like a habit. I forgot. It's just like this. I don't know. It's very satisfying. Dun, dun. Huh? I gotta find it. Because the tune isn't coming to my head readily, because there's a riff, and it's making me mad. Dun, 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 dun. Usually, if I don't have a mental block, I can hear the song in my head first. I just need to hear the first note. Let me see. There it goes. Yeah. It's too high. Too high on the guitar. Let me see. Oh. My brain is, I can't think and talk. I gotta find the notes. But it has a really cool chord progression where it's like, yeah. Let me see if I can. This is a really cool song we should all listen to and learn. It's by the band Failure. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I got to turn it down. I'll learn how to play it right now. But it has really interesting chord progressions. All right, I'm listening to it. I go like this. Yeah. I got to play it a half step down, though. Up. So. Okay. Anyway, listen to that song. It's really, I think people lost interest halfway through me trying to figure out that song. But people who insist they can't listen to unresolved, you know, it's funny, Corruptora. I knew somebody. He may or may not have been my brother. He said, I don't like minor chords. And I said, you don't like minor chords? He's like, nah, I don't like. I think he wanted to say he doesn't like sort of sad sounding music, I guess. But you need minor chords. It's like saying I don't like. Like you need yin and you need yang. You need them. One does not exist essentially without the other. If you have a minor chord, it's to complement the major chord and vice versa. Those are the basic chords, major and minor. But like, it was very strange to me as a kid because I was very confused. I'm like, you don't like minor chords? How do you just play major chords? You're just gonna be like. That sounds pretty cool, though. I mean, it's just getting kind of crazy after a minute. But, so, like, the song All You Need Is Love by the Beatles, nothing could do. It's got a nice little sound. It's got a nice little, like, I could taste it. It's like saying, I don't like bitter. I don't like salt. If you don't like the accent of salt, if you don't like salt, then you don't like ice cream. You see what I'm saying? If you don't, because in your mind you're like, sweet. Yeah, but you know how much salt is in ice cream? A lot. Also, if you make a chocolate chip cookie, you better put salt on it for me. Because that's the best. The dead, half-open smile really makes it work. A salt or bitter chord? A bitter chord might be salty chord. Salty chord. Let me think of a salty chord. Nah, that's more tangy. That's got tang to it. Here's a sugary chord. That sounds like sugar. What is a little salty? But you gotta have one to complement the other. One doesn't exist. This is what I always say about Superman and Batman. People are like, we need a sad Superman. I'm like, you already got a sad Batman. Why you need a sad Superman? Superman got to be happy, because otherwise you got two mopey heroes. You got to have one guy who's not sad. Ange, if you're listening, Ange, I'm calling you out. Where are you, Ange? You can't make Superman sad. You got to be happy. Batman, sad. You don't have a spectrum unless you have a center point. And the center point is super dude. Ooh, that's salty. Corruptorus says, consider the center point is unfixed on any spectrum, as we are unable to determine the finite version of any extreme. Yeah. But you could tell the differences in 2 points on a spectrum. And if you start with Superman, Batman got to be over here somewhere. Otherwise, then if they take up the same, if you use a spectrometer, if you use a prism to break up the elements in a spectrograph, they should not be the same. I should learn that song for tomorrow. I learned this song yesterday. If anybody can name it, put it in the comments. That was a song from when I was a kid, and I never sat down to just like pick out the chords, because it had some salty chords in it, like that in it. It's a little tangy, salty, tangy. It's like a margarita chord. And I walked right through the door. Walked right through the door. Cool song. Cool song. It's by the same band that does interesting. Golden John Ion says, a Robert Pattinson emo Superman would have been off-putting. Yes, I agree. Superman, I believe you were supposed to say, but Superman sounds like he's a great conversationalist at dinner. Chiropterus says, will you sing for me before I go back to work in 4 minutes? Yeah. Love. All you need is love. Oh, wait, I'm I'm singing in a weird key. Sorry. No, that's okay. All you need is love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. That's it. I was singing the harmony. All you need is love. All you need is... Oh yeah, that's the best chord. All you need is love. Love is all you need. One more time, straight through. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. That's the first song that was ever performed live across 2 continents for a satellite broadcast by the Beatles. They performed it live for the world for the first time, bouncing off of a satellite dish. And they performed it in the UK, and the whole world got to see it. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. Also, that is called The Sweater Song by Weezer. I learned it at the beginning of the hour, and just replayed it because it's good for the memory banks. That's the best way to learn songs and lines for stuff, is kind of go over, learn it at the beginning of the hour, and then go back over it at the end of the hour to reinforce it, and then maybe one more time before you leave rehearsal, and then think about it at night, and in the morning, first thing in the morning, play it again, because it'll solidify in your brain box, which I found to be on the top of my shoulders usually. Location is usually there. Let me see. Hey, kids. Got supper on the brain making these pizzas, I guess. He says, trying to hide his dyslexia. No worries, Golden John Ion. We all got our strengths. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like pizza is one of yours. I would like to have a slice, please. No worries about that. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody's brain works the same, but we try to standardize it. For me, I hear things and they sound like music. They sound like beats. They remind me of other things. And maybe that doesn't work for everyone else. So, in some sense, that might be considered a deficit. It might be considered a surplus, depending on where you are. So, it ain't going to affect your pizzas. I promise you that. I never really took to reading as a kid. I had to really work at it. I have to slow down when I read, because I get ahead of myself and then I start to see the words later than sooner. The sequence of them, it's just too tedious for me to go one word at a time. So I can relate to that. Email me some pizza at mymouth.com. That's the thing I always play. I always play this habitually because it's a very resolving type of chord. It's like a 5-4-1, something like I always say. Yeah, it's a 5-4. What? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how to analyze chords instantly. I can if you gave me 5 minutes. If you gave me 43 more minutes, I could figure out what chord I'm playing. What was that song when we were kids? I'm trying to remember. That song was good. I remember the chords in it. I'll see if I can remember. Here it is. Come on, play the song. Come on. Wow, that's a very... It's a... Now listen. Let me just try that one more time. This is how you learn songs, kids. See if I can remember it. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe he's using a capo. It's this one. How's it go? I should learn these songs before I do my show. How about this one? In my email. Remember we were talking about that earlier? That resolution, that major to minor resolution. But that's a cool descending line, actually, because it's a... Follow that note. There's a little bass line going on there. So check that out. So cool. That's just cool. Go, Paul McCartney. That guy's got a future. That's another one. Everybody loves this one. That's a beautiful song. Played by a bass player. That was played by the bass player of the Bleedles. Well, guys, it appears we've done it. We played it for an hour. We jammed out. I feel like I look weird with staring at my hand the whole time. Maybe I should stare at the screen. Now we can play it. Now there's time for Metallica. We'll play it again. There, that's it. One of my favorite Foo Fighter songs. I feel so bad for Taylor Hawkins leaving us early from Foo Fighters. He doesn't play drums on that song, but he was one of our heroes. Well, that's all the juice I got in the high C can, where you got to take the can opener and put a triangular hole on one side and then turn it around and put another triangular hole on the other side in order for the air pressure to push the juice out. That's all that I got. What do you got? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Hang out with me every day. Right now I'm playing guitar. That's what we're doing. Because I, primarily identify as a musician. And that's what I do. I play the music. So thanks for hanging with me, and thanks for listening. It's funny because people say, how do you know which buttons to press on the guitar neck? How do you know which ones to press? And I'm like, how do you know how to pee? You figure it out. Let's play some Tool. Drop B. Someone's calling. Let's see who it is. Hello? 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 Goodbye. You don't say. You don't say. Oh, you don't say. Who was on the phone? They didn't say. How's it go? Jones. Anyway, if you have any requests, comments, concerns, I don't know, take it up with the complaint department, which is me. Thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe on Aristotle Dreyer on all the things. Let me just get back in focus. Let me get in the focus range. Cool. I got to change that later. Remind me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably. Likely. Most likely. Every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I can't talk anymore because I've been playing guitar. And that's how it works. That's 9 Inch Nails. That's a song called There Is No You, There's Only Me. You know what I like about this song? It's true. Listen to the lyrics. It sounds egotistical. He says, there is no you, there's only me. There's no effing you, there's only me. But the point is, it's a very interesting point. I'll leave you with this. That song is fantastic because Trent Reznor, he's singing about the fact that in a relationship, you kind of invent your partner. You kind of invent, oftentimes people invent their partner and they don't see them for who they are. And they turn out to think, after they get dumped by that partner, you know, they dwell on this idea of them that they've always had, that they thought they had, that they were an invention, actually, in fact. And he says, I just made you up to hurt myself. Trent Reznor is singing in this character's voice, saying, I just made you up to hurt myself. I just made this image of you so that I could be self-pitying, so that I could just pity myself for being hurt, play the victim, in fact. So the lyrics are, there is no you, there is only me. There is no you, there is only me. And if you listen to it superficially, you might think, wow, what an egotistical jerk. But if you listen to the actual lyrics, he's saying, I've invented you. I'm sad. I invented you. There is no you. There's only been me. And it's kind of a philosophically speaking, it's kind of true about everybody in your life. We only see the pieces of people that they show us, that we want to see. Both or vice versa, any combination of those. So the whole world is just an interpretation. Yeah, deal with that. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, put that one together. We were talking about metaphors earlier. That's a fork about a fork. You're going to eat a lot of spaghetti with that. Meta spaghetti. You're going to eat fourth dimensional spaghetti with a metaphor. Thank you. Hopefully no one in the world has ever thought of that idea before. That's what I hope to bring you every day, an original thought. I'm going to go learn this song, and then I'll play it for tomorrow. Thanks, guys.